Hi, my name's Jackson Ravens, and I'm the Executive Director for the Washington State Democrats. I want to thank you for taking the time today to watch this video about the 2012 Washington State Democratic Precinct Caucuses, which are taking place on Sunday, April 15th at 1 o'clock. If you have some questions about the Precinct Caucuses, I strongly encourage you to go to the State Party website, which is located at www.wa-democrats.org. There's a page on that site that has some additional videos, it has some documents that you can download, and it also will have a Precinct Caucus Finder, which will help you locate exactly where your Precinct Caucus is going to be meeting and give you some additional information about what you might need to have there. But our purpose today on this video is to do a very quick, roughly 5-minute introduction to what you can expect in your Precinct Caucuses. So, as I said before, Sunday, April 15th is the day. Hopefully you've spent a little bit of time on our website to give you some ideas of what's going on, and you arrive at the location of your Precinct Caucus. It's probably going to be held at a school or a church or a synagogue or a community center or a restaurant, some large space where people can gather. And usually there will be several different precincts meeting at one location, and that location we refer to as an area caucus. And these different precincts are all going to be in the same county or the same legislative district, same general geographic area, and they'll be gathering together at a location. You'll walk in and there will be people there to greet you, tell you where to go. If perhaps you're not exactly sure where your precinct, or which precinct in which you live, there'll be people there to help you figure that out. There will also be people there with voter registration forms. So in case you are not sure if you're registered, or you're sure that you're not registered, but you still want to participate, you can come and fill out that form and participate in the Precinct Caucuses being held on that day. So we have day of registration. There are no fees at all associated with participation, although we will be asking for a contribution at some point, but that's not required. It's just something we ask for to help us build our grassroots effort and help some great Democratic candidates. So again, you'll arrive, you'll be welcomed, and there will be people there telling you where you need to go at that area caucus location. They will direct you to a table or to a room where your precinct will be meeting. And in this case, I have a Precinct Caucus envelope here for the precinct of 106 North Jacob, which is in Jefferson County. So when I arrive at my precinct, there'll be a sign here that says 106 North Jacob. And I will be gathering with people from my neighborhood in my precinct who are good Democrats around this table, and we will have this envelope in front of us. Before we get started, there will probably be somebody in the room who welcomes us as a group, tells us a little bit about what to expect. What you should do during this time is to reach into your envelope and take out some materials, because there's some things you can get started on right away while this person is explaining a few things. One of those things is a sign-in sheet. Now you can download these from our website and get a head start by arriving at your Precinct Caucus with one filled out already, which is very helpful. We also have these in Spanish, which is very useful. They might also be handing them to you as you walk in the door. But one way or another, when you get to your Precinct Caucus and you're seated at your table, please get your sign-in sheet out and start taking some time to fill it out. There's some questions at the top about county, LD, and precinct. If you're not exactly sure about the answers to that question, although you should at least know your precinct by now, the sticker on the front of your envelope on the top left-hand corner will have that information. So fill it out, useful information, we greatly appreciate it. The second thing you can pull out of your envelope to get started is the agenda. And this is a list of the different things that are going to be taking place over the course of the day, and you can just kind of check them off as you go through, but it gives you a sense of what to expect and what you should be doing next. I think it's a good idea to just put this in the center of the table so everybody has a chance to kind of take a look at it. Now, hopefully there's going to be one person at your table, and hopefully with you having watched this video, you feel comfortable enough with taking this role, but to just kind of step forward and facilitate the process and get things started. So about 1:20, you filled out your sign-in sheets. The person at the front of the room has kind of welcomed you, maybe shown you a couple of videos of some of our fantastic candidates that are running this year, and they've told you to, start thinking about the next steps. Now your Precinct Caucus actually cannot start until 1:30. So it's a good time before you get started to look through and make sure you have the materials you want before you call it officially to order. The document that you're going to need to do that with here is this packet of material for the Precinct Caucus chair. And on the front, the first 2 pages actually, there's a list of items that should be included in your envelopes. You can kind of briefly look through that. At 1:30, when your precinct caucus gets started, and the reason we wait is because we want to make sure that people who might have had a hard time getting to the precinct caucus or hard time finding parking, perhaps they went to the wrong table, everybody gets kind of into the right space. So we give them a little bit of a buffer to make that happen. But at 1:30, your precinct caucus is called to order, and on the remaining pages of this precinct caucus packet is basically a script that will tell you exactly what you need to do. Everything from electing the person who's going to run your caucus, which in some cases could be a precinct committee officer, which is kind of a local elected official for the Democratic Party. In other cases, if you don't have a precinct committee officer, you pick one of your group to do that. But it leads you through that process. It leads you through the process of determining how your delegates are going to be allocated. And then it tells you how you will elect your delegates out of the group of people that are in attendance. It's a useful document. I encourage you to just take the time to go through it step by step. There's no rush. It looks a little bit on the long side, but there are a couple places in here where you're given options, and depending on what's going on, you can skip a page or two to move the process along kind of quickly. One of the things that some people do when they come to precinct caucuses, and I encourage you to do this, is to write a resolution of issues or topics that you're concerned about, that you think the Democratic Party needs to move forward on or needs to think about seriously. And you can bring these items to the precinct caucuses, and those will be discussed briefly with the people at your table. They will not be voted on, but they will be discussed, and they will be forwarded on to your county party organization, where they will take a closer look at it and decide if there's some similarities with other resolutions or how that kind of concept merges with their platform and the platform that they're developing. So lay out the materials, take a look, make sure you've got everything you need. Some of the other items that are going to be in there, other than the some sign-in sheets and the agenda, which we already talked about, and this packet with a script that you're going to be using. Some of the other items are some additional sign-in sheets right here. We've got a few. There will also be a delegate allocation form. This is kind of what you need to do the math to determine how your delegates are going to be allocated. It's a little tricky. If you have a smartphone or a calculator, sometimes it's a good idea to bring that to help with the process. There will also be some yellow and blue pieces of paper, and these are for when you have elected your delegates and alternates. Your delegates will get a blue piece of paper, and your alternates will get a yellow piece of paper. Something else that might be in your envelope that you should be aware of is a surrogate affidavit form. There are no proxies at the precinct caucuses. That's the rules. However, if for one of the reasons I'm about to state, you are unable to attend your precinct caucus, you can download one of these forms from our website, and you can send it to the state party, and we will make sure that it is included in the process. And what it is I'm going to read it here. It says, "I'm unable to attend the 2012 Washington State Democratic Precinct Caucuses because of my need to participate in observance of my religion. I have responsibilities related to military service, or I have a disability that does not allow me to attend the precinct caucus." So if for one of those three reasons you're not able to attend, you can fill out this form and send it in, and still register your register your vote, and also let people know if you would like to be considered as a delegate or alternate from that precinct. So there might be a couple of these in the envelope. And again, if you cannot attend, but for one of those three reasons you would like to participate, please download this form, fill it out, and get it into the state party. It has to be in by no later than Friday, April 6th at 5 o'clock p.m. So it's an important deadline to remember. Once you're done electing your delegates, talking about your resolutions, your precinct will adjourn. The person who is running your precinct will gather some information, will hand out these certificates of election, and then potentially your area caucus coordinator will reconvene you briefly just to say a few words and to encourage you to step forward and help out in the months to come. The precinct caucuses are one of the most important steps that you can take in helping us get ready for the election in November. We've got some really great candidates out there. It's going to be a tough year, and we need everybody's help in this process. And the precinct caucuses are our opportunity to share some ideas, to start thinking about strategy and planning at the grassroots level, and to get people on board so that we can really make a difference. So again, I greatly appreciate your time today, and I look forward to seeing you on Sunday, April 15th. Thank you.